Alright, this video is going to be a look at the sewer problem reporting process. They are typically done on this paper worksheet, which is filled out by hand, and a log is created to monitor sewer problems. We're going to be doing this moving forward on the iPads with our GIS. I'm going to do a little demonstration on how to access the past sewer problems and how to add a new one to the GIS app. So here on the iPad, the sewer map can be accessed using the collector app, or in this case I'm going to use field maps to open up the usual sanitary sewer map, which hopefully everyone is familiar with at this point. You can typically zoom in to an area in town, start to see sanitary sewer mapping infrastructure show up here. It's the same as before, except with a new addition. In the top right corner, I have the layer button with the stacks here that I'm going to tap to turn on a brand new sewer problems layer. I'm going to slide this button to the right to make that accessible, and then suddenly all over town, the past sewer problems will show up in here. So wherever you are in town, you can go into an individual one, just tap on it, and the information from that sewer problem will pop up. Here's an old one from 2003 at 652 West 9th Street. You can see that it was handled by Poster and Schlossman. You scroll down to read even more information about this sewer problem, and the same process can be done to access any of the other ones in town. I'm going to go over how to add a new sewer problem as well. So in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, there's a little plus icon. If I tap that while I have my sewer problem layers turned on, I'm going to hit sewer problems. It'll give me the option to add a point. It'll by default want to add it to where I am now, but I'm going to go to a regular problem area, which is of course the maintenance shop at the treatment plant, and add a new sewer problem. So I scroll over to that area location. I can just type maintenance shop, and just like the old paper form, all the same fields are here. I'm going to go through and fill them out. Different from the paper form is that some of these options, like basin, will be drop downs. The date of the problem, I can just tap on this. It'll default to today, but if I want to add one in from last month, let's say I can just go to October and mess around with the dates. Let's say it was October 20th, the date of the problem. Next field is if it's a borough problem, a yes or no. And again, just like the other form, has all the same questions that were on the paper sheet. We could go through, fill all these out. Description of problem, we'll just say there's a sewer backup here. I think we should fill out as much information as possible. Let's go inspected, cleaned by. This was probably done by the Smiths. We'll just write. How about Justin and Bill? Of course, you could hit the tap to talk and say we use the sea snake here. Whatever you need to do. And then we get all of our information filled out, and then we're just going to hit add point to place where the exact problem will be. If we need to move it a little bit, you could just hit update point and it'll slide it over there. It'll end up in the crosshairs of this little target, and then you just hit submit, and that's how to add a new one on the iPad. And I'll do a quick look at how to do the similar process on the desktop computer. Alright, now moving over to the computer, I'm going to fire up my sanitary sewer ArcGIS map, which looks like this. It's the same map, it's a similar process, slightly different on the desktop computer. But just like before, I have my sewer problems layer here right near the top. I can check that box to turn them on. All the past ones show up all over town. I can still click on any of these to read about other problems that existed. really neat feature to be able to access the historical sewer problems. And then of course the brand new ones from October 2021. I'll erase this. This is obviously fictional, but that's just to demo how to add new stuff in. You can also edit this, of course, on the computer or add a new one on the desktop and be able to type all this stuff. It could be quicker than the iPad potentially. The other nice thing about the desktop version is if I want to see a list or like tabular data of all of these, I can go into my sewer problems layer here. There's this little box beneath it that says show table. If I click that, all the past ones show up. So if we wanted to create a report or something from all of the sewer problems from 2021, we could extract that information out of here, put it into a nice Excel spreadsheet or some other kind of printable format, or rather than just the map-based version. So this is nice because we can then search for an address for a sewer problem. It'll take us there. We can move around the map and see any kind of existing problems in an area. As time goes on, we'll be able to see places where there may be multiple sewer problems. But I think it's going to be a nice change from the old paper-based version. All this information will now be accessible at your fingertips on the iPad or on an iPhone or anywhere on a desktop computer rather than the old book. I think it's a big step, big improvement to the process. So, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns.